City News on TV Rotorua is proudly brought to you by Trade Central.
Good evening, Rotorua. Tonight on City News. Neighbourhood Support launches their new Safeguard Your Handbag campaign. Nominations for this year's Trustpower Rotorua Lakes Community Awards and Council-led Rotorua Lakes Community Awards are now open. And Rotorua Lakes Council is putting the Holden Bay Holiday Park on the market. Neighbourhood Support is reminding locals to take care this Easter and to secure homes and valuables if going away. Coordinator Bruce Quedley says to also let neighbours know if you are going away. And he says Neighbourhood Support volunteers will be out and about town this Easter running their new Safeguard Your Handbag campaign. Mr Quedley says about a dozen volunteers will be patrolling department stores and supermarkets around the city, keeping an eye out for unattended handbags and valuables.
But part of Neighbourhood Support's work is to educate. And this is part of that education process of ensuring that people are aware of the danger of leaving something unattended. Because it feels absolutely awful when you find it's missing, and then you have the aftermath of that, of having to stop all your credit cards, stop all your bank cards, get new credit cards, get new bank cards, get new driver's licence and various things, and if you lost your keys, all that as well. And it's a very strenuous exercise going through all that, and your stress levels go higher. I want people to avoid that.
Nominations for this year's Trustpower Rotorua Lakes Community Awards and Council-led Rotorua Lakes Community Awards are now opened. The awards recognise the commitment of local volunteers and community organisations. Coordinator Jessica Somerville says the awards acknowledge the tireless work of volunteers and the important role they play in the community.
It was started in 1999 basically as a way to recognise those that do so much for their community. It's a really cool partnership between the Council and Trustpower where we can provide a bit of the financial assistance to get the awards off the ground, and but the Rotorua Lakes Council obviously have all that local knowledge, so together we're able to have a really successful program each year that recognises these voluntary groups that just do so much right across the community.
Rotorua Lakes Council is putting the Holden Bay Holiday Park on the market as the property has been identified as surplus to needs. The council has owned the property since 2007 when it was acquired to facilitate airport runway extensions and civil aviation safety provisions. The council's Chief Financial Officer Thomas Colley says the sale is part of a wider strategy to identify and sell properties no longer needed by the council and to redirect the revenue to debt reduction. In sport tonight, the first Plunket Shield fixture to be played at the Bay is being run at Bay Oval. Local player Bharat Popley, who plays for Central Indians, is representing Rotorua in the Northern Knights team, who are up against the Canterbury Wizards, Auckland Aces, the Otago Volts and Wellington Firebirds and Central Stags. The final day of play is on tomorrow, starting at 10:30 a.m. To your weather update now. Tonight will be fine with light winds and an overnight low of 9. We'll have a full forecast of the weekend's weather coming up after City News, thanks to Met Service. Don't forget you can access all the weather information you need at metservice.com. Coming up after the break, we talk with Paul Van Meert, President of Rotorua Little Theatre Society. We catch up with the Chamber of Commerce CEO Darren Walsh, and we have highlights from the inaugural All Fashion Show.
City News on TV Rotorua is proudly brought to you by Trade Central.
Well, where is Kitty now? I'm in the Shambles Theatre and I'm joined now by the President of the Rotorua Little Theatre Society, Paul Van Meert, and he is going to tell me all about what's happening at the moment. Well, we are in quite a place, aren't we? Can let everyone know where we are.
We are. Well, this is a set for our upcoming show called On Golden Pond, and we're very excited about the play. We've got a great cast, an experienced director, Jill Horn's the director of the show, and the play is a drama. And of course, this wonderful looking set was painted by and one of our members, a committee member as well, Warren Houston. Many will know him. He's a well-known musician and artist. And like most of our sets, we're very proud of our sets, and they come up looking really well. And I think it's going to be a fantastic play.
It does. It does come up looking well. And good old Warren, he's done a few things for TV Rotorua too. He's quite the artist. And you would never know, actually, that it's a set. It just feels very homely, doesn't it? You just get a cup of tea and sit back.
Yes.
So tell us about what's going to be on.
Okay, on Golden Pond is a play. There's a cast of 6. We've got experienced actors with Wendy Burgess and Andrew Welsh. They've got a lot of experience. Also Ian Stabler. And we've got a mother and son pair have come on board, Rachel and James Bell. And I've only caught snippets of rehearsals so far, but what I've seen looks very good. And I think young James is going to do us proud. So yeah, that's one.
Now, how did you end up as president?
Well, we just recently had an AGM, and our previous president stood down, so I put my hand up. So that was it.
Nice. So easy as that, eh?
Easy as that, really. Yes. Yeah.
So, what's the role entail?
Well, basically, I chair the committee meetings. So we've got a committee of 11, and we meet once a month, and we basically, do the management side of Rotorua Little Theatre Society. So yeah,
you don't have to fill a space if you can't find someone for a play or anything. There's not that kind of pressure on you.
Well, there can be. I sometimes do. So yes. So most of the committee members are active off committee as well, so they're made up of actors, directors, lighting people, sound people. As I say, Warren's on the committee, he helps with the set. So yeah, we're a pretty active bunch. Yep.
Why do you do it? What do you love about it?
I guess we love the camaraderie, the mateship of it all, and I think we've all got a little bit of wanting to create things. And putting a play together is a bit like a team sport. Everyone works together to create not only the set but also the production. So yeah, there's a lot of fun. We're certainly always looking for new members, so people that want to join, and we have, I guess, a variety of members. Some members just want to join to support us, and that's fine, and they come along and come to our shows. Other members actually want to be actively involved, and that's great as well, because we need people to help with set building, with makeup, wardrobe, actors. We always need more actors, always looking for new directors. So we're always open for new members.
All right, so all of these actors, because I know Rotorua is filled with lots of very talented people. If someone hasn't acted in something before but they'd like to give it a crack, they might not get the role, but could they come along and have a talk? Definitely.
We always advertise our auditions, and if someone's not aware when there's auditions, just come and get in touch with Rotorua Little Theatre Society, and we'll let you know when our next auditions are coming up.
Well, it's definitely a very beautiful set, very exciting, and I can't wait to see what happens down here. Now, looking out the window there's quite a mural out there.
It is. That's the lake, because of course on Golden Pond is set on a lake. So Warren's painted a beautiful lake out there, which the audience will be able to see once it's got all the stage lights on as well. So that'll be very exciting. Yes.
Pretty spectacular. Don't forget to come down to the Shambles Theatre, just behind Pack and Save. You can come along, and there's an email address.
There is, Rotorua Little Theatre, @extra.co.nz.
There we go, that's what it is. And if you also would like to be involved in supporting the Shambles Theatre, or maybe having a try at getting on stage yourself, then come down and get involved.
Exactly, yes.
Oh, wonderful. Well, thank you very much for your time, Paul. Kia old everybody. I'm at the Chamber of Commerce now and I'm with the CEO, Darren Walsh. It's always a pleasure to catch up with you, Darren. How are you?
I'm good, and kia ora, Kitty.
Oh, kia ora to you too. So you've had a very successful March.
We've had a very busy and successful March. We've had 2 workshops in March, our Improving the Customer Experience workshop and our Diversity Overview workshop, which we held last week. Both we had good numbers too. We've had 2 Rotorua Whata Holdings Limited Focus on Business speaker series.
It's a mouthful.
It is, very much so. We had Richard McLean from Kia come and speak on the 18th about growing global networks for your business and how you can basically network overseas and help your business grow. And we also had Chris Luxon from the CEO of Air New Zealand come and spend the day in Rotorua really, and that sort of was highlighted with a luncheon last Thursday, and that was a great day. We also had, I guess the jewel in our crown in March was our golf day, and Steve Williams came along and visited us, and it was a huge day, and it was very successful for the Chamber, and Steve Williams Foundation also made some money on the day, so it was a huge day. We had our Business After 5 last Tuesday, which launched our Westpac Business Excellence Awards for 2015, our 25th anniversary year. So that's going to be huge. And we've had a ANZ Kickstart breakfast in there as well. So that was March.
Wow, marching on. Tell me a little bit about some of the bigger highlights. Steve coming along, obviously, with the golf. Massive. So did he get much time to interact?
Oh, he did. Look, we flew Steve in and out, so he came in at 9 o'clock on the morning. We got him to our sponsor, who was Holland Beckett. He went there and had morning tea with their team. Then he was at the golf course. He was there all day. He interacted with all the teams that came through. He was running an activity on the 6th hole. He was there for the prize giving, and then he spoke and presented that evening, and it was fantastic. He really is a humble guy and a true champion.
Very inspirational, aren't they, those humble ones?
Very much so, yes.
And so some of the other things that you've had, you've had some talks, been good turnouts. Have there been good turnouts to your talks?
They have. They've been very good turnouts. We had 80 people turn up to Chris Luxon's presentation last Thursday, and Chris was talking about Air New Zealand, the future and how they can work within our region, and there were some good ideas that came from the floor, whether or not they'll float. But no, very good numbers. We had 80 there. We've had some good numbers at our workshops. We had 18 people at our Diversity Overview workshop last week. We could take a maximum of 25, but 17 was good. And yes, look, that covered a wide range from racism in the workplace to sexism in the workplace and bullying in the workplace. So,
did these cost anything?
No, the Christopher Luxon was free of charge, and the Diversity Overview was also free of charge.
Great. Okay, so March was a huge success. Into April, what have we got coming up?
Yeah, look, we've got lots coming up again for April. We have a Women in Business speaker series coming up in April. That will be the Geyser Community Trust, talking about how you can be inspirational for your community and how you can do extraordinary things. We have another Business After 5, which will be hosted by Now Communications. We also have another Rotorua Whata Holdings Limited Focus on Business speaker series, which we have the Reserve Bank of New Zealand, Graham Wheeler, coming to speak, and he'll be talking about the economy, how they see it, and obviously we encourage people to come along and ask the questions. On the 24th of April, we have another ANZ Kickstart breakfast, which will be held at the Sudema Hotel. Another BA5 on the 21st, which is QE Health. Hosting that one, and the biggie for April on the 16th is the annual Chamber Quiz Night, and we encourage everyone, you don't have to be members, enter a team, come along. It's going to be held at the Aroa Bowling Club on Lytton Street. It's going to be a great night.
So I'm going to change course a little bit now, and in the interests of growing Rotorua and growing business, there are lots of people potentially out there who have got a good idea and they're just not sure, not confident about how they do in business. It can be a scary world. So what would your advice be? Because at the end of the day, if you're in business for yourself, you're your own boss. You're the maker of your own destiny. So what is there for people that have never gone into business and are too scared? What would you say?
Look, if you've never gone into business and you're too scared, you might have a great idea. Talk to people, and you can start at the chamber. We can put you in the right direction. I mean, obviously, if you're going into business, it's business plans and understanding what market you're trying to tap into. But we can help you in putting all that together. We can point you in the right direction, and we can give you some guidance and some help.
Awesome. Thank you very much. Now, just finally, for those that would like to be able to see that information, be able to get a list of what's happening, is it on your website?
Yes, it's all available on our chamber website and our event calendar.
Thank you very much for your time, and as always, great job, and we're back next month.
Excellent. Thank you, Kitty.
Is the inaugural show, and it is the epitome of fashion. Each of the designers that you're going to see tonight is an award winner, and they are international designers. Many of them won awards before they even finished study. Tonight we have quite a few people showing. Who's heard of the Noble Savage? Kia ora, kia ora. Pehiana, how are you?
Good, thank you, Dave.
Kia ora.
Kia ora.
So can I get you both first to introduce yourselves for those that haven't met you before, had the privilege?
Sure, no problem. So I'm Marie Lillimore McLean, and this is Angela Gillard, my partner from Paris.
Bonjour.
Bonsoir. So it's quite an interesting story because we met in Auckland 2 years ago, and I had designed some shoes, and Angela was working for Kate Sylvester as an intern, and we kind of, how did we get together to start with? Boyfriends, husbands, yeah. So those two kind of, we ended up meeting together because of them, and then we decided, okay, I was designing shoes and she was doing the fashion, so we thought, let's see what happens if we combine the...
And we found so sensitive common points between each artwork, and then we were thinking, oh, we should just mix it up, and that's how we started.
Kia ora.
Tēnā koe, kia ora.
Now, you're Te Aroa Tūturu, aren't you?
Ai, ki e te hoku whananga, ai, he taha tōku no Te Aroa, engari he taha no Ngāti Whātua. Rā ka whakanui atu hoki e rau aku tūpuna, engari kia kota ko whakakiki te whāwhārua nei, he kama.
Ka pai, kia ora koe. Nā, he aha te ngako o kākahu, I just asked the essence of her clothes.
I roto i waku whakaaro nei ngā mea I whakaatu ki o koutou, ngā honge hi hana kite. Te wairua o waku whakaaro mō taku tikanga Māori. Ana ka tāpere atu ngā momo wāriu I roto I tērā, ki ngā hunga kato he rereke. Ki au nei te whakahua atu I ngā take Māori, kia kite atu e hara no te koru noa, Ke āhuatanga anōna I roto I te hangahanga meki o te kākuru ake. Kia kite atu hoki I ngā rereketanga I roto I ngā momo panga papanga rānei ngā mea rereke, ngā kākono rereke. Ka kite atu hoki koutou I ngā komohi o kē koutou, I ngā pai I roto o tātou au. Engari kia kite hoki I nei ngā kaimahi, ngā kaihikoe, I ngā wāriutanga, te whakatū atu hei tangata Māori.
How are you feeling tonight?
Oh, pretty excited. I'm not going to talk too long because I'm pretty sure everyone's wanting to see the range, but I just want to say a quick thank you to all those lovely sponsors, especially the ones that have sponsored the show tonight. Tonight, my collection is a little bit more about collaborations. So collaborating with different Māori businesses is something that I want to align myself with, and that's the reason why I do these type of shows. It's not just for the clothing, it's also for the brand alignment, and I think that's important. That's why you guys are all here tonight, you know, because this is about business. It's not just about fashion, it's about business at the end of the day, you know. And thank you all for coming. Yeah, so I'm going to hope you enjoy my collection. It's called Balia Sign. I'm just going to quickly get Carl up, and he's just going to talk about what he is up to.
So down to business. Yes. So, fashion, my collection is all about glamour. My collection is a reflection of me. My collection is dark and mysterious and full of glitter. My collection is called Kawirepa.
There from the inaugural Oho Fashion Show. Thanks to our cameraman Graham Jones for those images. And just a reminder that daylight savings ends on Sunday, so don't forget to turn your clocks back an hour. We hope you have a wonderful Easter long weekend. Thanks for joining us tonight. From all the team here at City News, for Maria Rotorua.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
City News on TV Rotorua was proudly brought to you by Trade Central.